it.
It's a celebration. Yes, everybody.
Should we start off with the big one or what? No, what?
Just get my throne back and
Which Alyssa and Chris?
Yeah. Should we just start off with?
I can't. Go ahead, Shahida.
I honestly really have nothing more to say. I was very proud of Chris.
yes.
Because I really thought that at the very last moment he was going to let her con herself into, being at the apartment and just really not seeing her actions and listening to her words. I was disappointed in Pastor Cal again.
Exactly.
Very disappointed. It's like every single week. One, he never called her out on her bullshit
At all.
and he should have.
I'm being your hype man right now. Go ahead, Shahida.
And you notice I'm trying to be a little subdued today. I'm like very fucking hungry. Don't want to pass out. But no, he should have definitely called her out on the stuff. And then he said that he saw some of her behavior. Why didn't you call it out? Because he had watched them. Like he didn't say he per se saw her behavior, but he told Katina that he saw them on the horse riding. So obviously they were watching and knew what people were doing. Why did you not call her out?
I think, first of all, kudos to Chris for doing what Paige didn't have the nutsack to do.
I forgot about that. Mm-hmm.
Number one. Number two, I kind of think that maybe Pastor Cal knew what was coming, and that's why he didn't really get into it with her so hard.
She needed to be called out on her shitty behavior because her mama's not going to do it, and she didn't do it. Her friends don't really do it.
But what's the point if he knows that it's gonna? It makes him look like a bully more. Maybe
No, it will satisfy me. It will say, let it be about me.
You are right.
But we cannot forget that whenever someone has called her out on her bullshit, what has she done? Let me start right there. She runs. She runs. So I have a feeling that Pastor Cal maybe kind of treated her with kid gloves just on that fact, because you see she was working herself up as she was sitting there when Pastor Cal was like, when he called her out on like, you do realize that you got married.
Mm-hmm.
And she started getting flustered. And then when she pulled the friggin' dog thing out of her ass. You rescue dogs, you have a dog, and then you say you weren't going to be around him because you're allergic to his dog, because his dog had all the hair all over the place. And Chris was like, he's a short-haired dog. Anyway, I was worried too, because I thought they made us wait until the final 15 minutes of the episode. And when Chris was like, this is my decision day, I was like, oh Lord Jesus, baby black Jesus, you better divorce this bitch. Because if he would have pulled out, I just wanted that 1% again, I would have legit flatlined. So I think when he said he wanted the divorce, but it's over. Pastor Cal, ain't no need to get into her and from Pastor Cal and tell her about herself. It's over. And I just loved her little smug face. I was just so happy. That was a mic drop moment. I was praying and fantasizing that this would be the outcome, and I'm happy.
I wanted more from Pastor Cal and maybe he couldn't give more because they did such a shitty job. How did you not see how emotionally immature, and there has to be a better word for her mental state, and how, she was gaslighting, people. And that whole defund the police thing that she brought up, and that's what if she calls the police and they don't come for him?
Oh my God.
It was at that moment I was like, well, here we have it, MAGA. She's a MAGA. Where were you on January 6th, Alyssa?
She's just
She's
even fighting down to the final. I would not say to him, if she had just said, look, even though I think that I tried, I'm just not into you. You're just not my type. I really don't want to be in this marriage either. I wish you well, this, that, and the other. To the end, she was still fighting for herself, advocating for herself, being a good person.
A good person.
If she says I'm a good person one more goddamn time, I'm
She
gonna
said
slap
it. She said she gave me one for the road, Chris. She gave me one for the road.
I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I was like, here we have it.
Unbelievable. Just the audacity.
And I think, going off of what you're saying, I think that she couldn't give him that last bit because she doesn't know how to think about others. You know, she's so selfish and self-absorbed. You know, it was, I mean, the kindest thing would have been to be like, I'm just, you know, I'm just not attracted to you. You know, you could say it in a respectful way because that happens. And
He said it. He said, I don't think you're attracted to me. She was like, well, you know what? You're not what I wanted, or you're not what, something. But
she thought that would make her look better.
She didn't even try, which bothers me. Of like, maybe you can get over the guy's looks, but at least be civil. And you're married to him, and try to give the thing. And then at the end, maybe at least I can't believe that I'm giving respect to Merla, but at least she kind of tried or whatever, but wasn't attracted to him from the beginning. And at the end, well, he fell in love with her, but she said she was like, At least she was like, you know what? I'm just not into it. And if he fell in love with Alyssa, which I don't think he would have, it would at least been civil, just civility. That's all I wanted from her, just to be a.
Well, he gave her so many outs. That's where you said, Chris, I just don't understand it. He's given you so many outs. He's flat out asked you so many times. I'm probably not what you expected. I mean, I'm not, is this not what you anticipated? Whatever. All she had to do was say, you know what? Yeah, this wasn't what I wanted. This wasn't, I thought that I was going to be able to, we're good on paper, but I thought that when we saw each other, I was going to be able to get over it. I can't get over it. That's not anything against you as a person, human being, but you're just not for me. And I would rather just split. And
Tanya.
That's we're talking about responsible, normal people.
That's what I was gonna say. You sound like a mature adult. That's not who she is.
No.
You gave a speech that you and I and a mature other woman would give. Not that hoe.
Yeah.
Oh, she's the worst.
And the only thing I was nervous about is when he said, this is my decision day. I thought he was gonna turn it and be like, do you want to be in this or not?
Yes.
And leave it to her. That's where I thought he was going to go with that scene. And I was like, I was ready to hate him, but nope. He's like, I'm done.
And I think his friend had a hand in that. Because you saw when he went and sat with his friend who was a cop, he made it very clear that his friend was also a police officer. So I'm sure him and his friend, just on the conversation, there was obviously numerous conversations between him and his friend about their political views and that mutual respect there. But when his friend basically told, I know that's good.
And I'm hungry. I just said I was hungry and thought I was going to pass out.
And he is eating in your face.
All I had was this.
A kind bar.
That isn't being so kind to her right now.
Alyssa.
Exactly.
Alyssa would do.
That would be, right? Are you hungry? Well, why can't I have your food? I don't have any food myself.
So we're happy. I think, on the Twitterverse, on the Facebookverse, on the Internetverse, everybody was happy that she is long gone and we don't have to deal with her. We're going to miss Chris, but hey, Chris is going to be all right. Let's not get
He opened up that Twitter real quick.
He sure did, and I went and I talked.
Really?
To him.
I saw.
I didn't talk to him, but I sent him a little message. I tagged him in it and was like, "Be on it." And I had a couple of people that watch our podcast were like, Do it, Chris. They are good. They know what they're talking about. They are awesome. You got to do it. And I was like, well, thank you.
And when you retweeted that picture he took with the t-shirt on that said, what was it? Stop killing black people.
Black people.
He real cute to me now. He real cute.
Nice, Chris.
Real cute to me now.
For sure. Because listen here, you can fix teeth. Because he's not an ugly man.
No, and
you can fix teeth and you can fix weight, but what you can't fix is ugly. You kind of can if you go under the knife, but I ain't trying to do all that.
No, they're really not. They usually come out looking just as bad or worse.
True that.
And Alyssa, you can't fix her.
We're just done with her. And I hope that they don't invite her at the end. I hope that they don't even think about inviting her to the reunion. Bring on Chris. Let's bring on Chris. But do not bring her ass back. I think everybody's done with her.
I'm wondering what the past relationships on that didn't work on Married at First Sight, where people became fans of them and then they found someone perfectly suited for them. I wonder what the ratio is like of like Mindy. Did Mindy find someone who, you know,
the last time I checked, she was
her?
single.
Oh no! The last time I saw Mindy, I don't know if you guys seen it. She's an expat now. She lives in Mexico.
Right, right.
Shut it all down, remember? And she moved to Mexico.
But she was single, right?
Yeah, she was single, and at that time, she was like, I'm not in the business. I'm not interested at all in dating or having a relationship. So, I mean, that could have changed because that was a while ago. Yeah. But she ain't even living here no more. She done left the country.
Let's give a shout out and congratulations to
Amani and
Woody.
Amani.
They are pregnant.
They got
season 12, right? Season 12?
Yeah,
June. Yes, and the baby's due in June. We got black love all the way. I tell you what, Armani and Woody, Lifetime needs to give them all their flowers and all their shows and everything. They need their own spinoff show when that baby is born, just to follow them around and give them all their coin, run them their coins, Lifetime, because
I'm sure they've got to have a Woody and Armani.
Oh, there has to be Woody and Armani plus one.
Definitely leading up to the birth of the baby, because Woody is a card. He is like, he's just a comedian, so he definitely will make it entertaining. Sure. But her too, because she just know how to deal with him.
Yes, and she knows how to deal with him in the most loving, like best mature way possible. I just love them. I love them. Like they are goals, man.
But going back to what I was saying, I always wonder. Like now that they're on TV and if you see like Gil, all the women that are like, oh, I'll be that bitch for you. I will be him to pick and choose of like, I see what type of man he is. So I'm going to, because I've seen him we have an idea if you see someone over a period of time, even though it's TV, what their personality, like who they are.
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely dating.
Right. But I wonder if how much it's affected, like the second time around, the next person they date is going to be perfect for them. Does that make sense?
Okay, I got what you're saying now.
I wonder what the percentages are of rejected people that were like there was a girl. Remember the girl one year who was really sweet, little blonde girl, kind of chubby, not chubby, but little, and with the guy who was, we couldn't tell if he was gay or not, but he was like, it was like 5 or 6 seasons ago, and he wouldn't kiss her, and he wouldn't.
Well, I thought you was talking about Chin and what's his name?
Yeah, no.
I don't know. There were a couple of seasons that I just did not watch because I just couldn't stomach it anymore because it was just going down the bad path for me, and I was like, I can't do this. And I literally just started picking it up like I think 3 or 4 seasons ago. So yeah, no, those folks I don't remember.
But I wonder what the percentage is of like your rebound person who watched the show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting show for Lifetime to do. I mean, that is if they would want to participate in it. I mean, depending on like a Gil, because Gil put on his IG that he's like, stop telling folks that I should be the next Bachelor. He's like, I'm done. He's like, I'm not doing any more reality. He's like, this was it, one and done. I don't want to be the Bachelor. I'm not going to do
He'd be good as the Bachelor though.
A dating show. He's like, I'm going back to doing it naturally. It's like regular dating, like, meeting people and going out. But then again, money.
I'd like to see him as the Bachelor though. That'd be good. I'd like to see him as the Bachelor.
Oh,
really?
Them girls would be going batshit crazy. Oh yeah, I would love to see it. But we'll see. He says no now, but like I always say, money talks. Give him a good price. He'll be like, okay. Go live in a mansion. Go live in a mansion for 8 weeks and have 35 women swoon all over you. Okay.
So who's next?
You know what? I gotta say, your girl's pretty inflexible. Jasmina is not making me happy at all.
Oh, let's go with them too.
Listen to me. Each week, it's last week or the week before, I had a Love Jones for Jasmina. Yep, do the Jasmina. This week, I was like,
right, exactly.
And the way that she was so condescending, Michael, come on, Michael. I was like, bitch, what are you, his mother? Oh no, I would have nipped that. No wonder he yelling at you. Because you ain't
I still need to see it.
It doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like the type of dude that would yell.
No.
Maybe he would, and he's just being. She's like off camera. He's different, but
I'm thinking his tone changes. Like, how sometimes you don't have to yell at somebody, but your tone could be very harsh and intimidating without you raising your voice. So there could be a kind of like a disconnect with that. Well, disconnect with that, with him feeling his tone is not one thing, and her feeling it's yelling.
Right.
I was so disappointed when she did not stay, when they moved into the apartment the first day, and she was just, no, I'm just gonna go, and I gotta find a new doggy daycare for my dog. Bitch, please, you're married. I just want to take a couple of days to kind of like unwind. No, that's not what you do.
But I like the way he called her out on that. He's like, I don't want this to happen as a pattern early on in our relationship. I'm glad he called her out because it seems like he's willing to work. He's willing to try or adjust. And she's having that, she's having that self-fulfilling prophecy of, I heard your sisters told me you do this. So I'm going to wait for you to do, there it is. You did it, see? And he's like, no, I'm working on whatever I'm working on. No one's perfect. He's like, look, I know I have this thing. I'm working on it. I'm willing to work on it. But you don't have to say, there it is. See? There it is.
Did his sisters say that he was aggressive? Because I don't recall that.
Nope. They said he shuts down.
That's okay.
He can be quiet and he can shut down.
And he thinks the worst. And he thinks the worst.
Yes, he thinks the worst of things. Never once.
That's what I heard.
Anything, the word aggressive or the word yell or flies off the handle. Never. I don't believe her. I'm just going to put it out there. Unless they pull some footage of him hollering and screaming, he just does not strike me as that type. And his sisters know him best. I also think she's one of those women that just can't let shit go. Because when she got her hair all across her ass when she found out not only does he have one but two female roommates.
Okay, can I ask you a question? What was that about, Michael? Why didn't he just say
he's a man? Some things men, sorry Chris, don't mean to stereotype, but some men, that's not that important to,
You're having a conversation about roommates. She says, I have a male roommate. You don't think to say, I have two female roommates? When she asked him outright, have you ever lived with a woman? He said no.
Yeah, but that's not living with a woman.
But that's not living. He's not living with a woman like a woman he's dating. He's living
He knew. she was coming back to his place and there will be women things there. I'm just saying that I get that it's not like living with a woman, a spouse or something in your bed, but you're living with two women.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be a surprise.
Exactly.
You shouldn't see, oh my, wait a second, you have two females. It shouldn't be a surprise because then it sounds like either you're hiding it or you conveniently left that out.
So he told her about the first one because she came out the room and didn't even say about the second one until they got
I didn't realize there was two.
Yeah, there's three of them. But then again,
so what though?
there was nothing in that apartment when they went on that tour. You couldn't tell me that two women lived in there.
Oh,
that
it was a mess.
house was a hot, tragic mess. Shit all over the place. So when I almost flatlined when it came to fruition that he not only had one but two female roommates, because I was like, how the hell were they raised? Because that whole apartment looked like three whole messy ass men live up in there. So no wonder that roommate came out the room and went in the bathroom and shut the door real quick and didn't want to be on TV. She should be ashamed of herself. Your place looks like a goddamn pigsty.
Let me ask you this. So what if he has female roommates?
Exactly.
No, but that's what she said too, though. She said that it's not a big deal. It's not in Boston. You're splitting rent and it's as high as hell as it is anyway. But to me, I'm just seeing it. We're having a conversation about roommates. I'm telling you, I have a male roommate. Why would you not say that in the conversation? I come to your place. I see a woman coming out, the room, going into another room. Why would you not say, oh, that's my roommate? And I have another roommate. Why do I have to get all the way back to our apartment to find out about roommate number two? That was too much. She stretched that out way too long. I don't know what the intent is behind that. And it was stupid.
I mean, it was stupid. But again, they had the conversation. He did own it. He did say, you're right. I should have said something. She just would not let it go. She was just on and on and on. She beating a damn dead horse. That's why that's exactly right. And then I was so glad that when Cal said,
arms folded, stank face.
Oh,
that is her go-to now.
Listen, I am not Team Jasmina this week. I'm not going to take it back how I felt about her in the beginning, because who knows, next week I can fall in love with her all over again.
We didn't fall in love with we didn't fall in love with substance. What we fell in love with was a wedding picture, a gown, and her looks. We didn't know who she was. Slowly but surely.
I also kind of liked her aura, like how she was and how she carried herself. I liked that. She kind of had a little old soul swag to her. I love that. But this week, I was like, no, girl.
Too.
It almost feels like she doesn't want to compromise.
She doesn't.
She doesn't want to work on. She's so used to being single or whatever that she doesn't even want to compromise and be like, okay, I just feel real resistance, and I feel like he's open. I feel like he's
right now.
He has to be more mature, and if you're gonna overthink things, then before you speak, think about what you're going to say. Because telling her you've never lived with a woman, I'm sorry, that's not. I don't chalk that up to male bullshit. That was ridiculous.
I would say I've never lived with a woman either, but I've had female roommates. It's a big difference.
Then say it like that then. Well, I've never lived with a woman, but I've had female roommates. Because there is a difference of sharing a bed with someone and someone having a completely different room than you. There's a difference. But say that.
Yeah, he could have been forthright. He wasn't. He owned it. He apologized for it. She wouldn't let it go. And you see how she was even so tense. Like, she didn't even want to answer Pastor Cal. When Pastor Cal was like, when he does this, you say to him, I'm not your enemy, or something like that. Like, I'm not here to fight you. I'm not here to fight you. I'm not your enemy. And he's like, can you do that? And she did the, And I was like, you ain't gonna do that.
And why didn't Dr. Cal even bring up her body language? How are you all having a conversation and you see her body language is in battle mode?
He should have shut her shit down. He should have checked her ass when she started talking to him like he was a child. Michael. I was sitting, if I was the expert sitting there, I'd have been like, Hold on, time out real quick. That's your husband, not your child. No, you don't
Not
talk
one
to
of your
me.
kindergarten
You don't talk to a
students.
grown ass person like that. Because see, no wonder because I'm looking at him when she did that shit. I was yelling at the TV because I'm like, you want to see some yelling? I'm yelling at you, boo boo, because you don't talk to me like that.
You know what part of the problem is? Probably, I believe for her, she's never dated someone that lived in the same state.
True.
She's used to her.
She doesn't know how to have, real intimate moments every single day.
Yes.
Telephone conversations, sexting on the phone, and meeting up every once or twice a month. That's not real.
That's not real. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I still have high hopes for them making it, but they're gonna need some work. They're gonna need some work.
Right now, Tanya. I'm like 0. Nah, they ain't gonna make it.
No, I'm giving them. I'm still. I got hope for them. I don't know. I couldn't even put a percentage on it, but if they do the work, I think they'll make it.
If she does the work,
I really feel
he's willing to do the work. It looks like he wants it. He's being patient as much as he can. He has faults. He's acknowledging them, and that's all you can do. She's closed off. She is like not feeling him at all. And they haven't slept together. And I don't know if there's that attraction there at all either. But she is not feeling him whatsoever. So it'll be determined on how she goes in the next couple of weeks. If she starts to okay, let me do this.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I don't know if she thinks it's worth it yet. I think she's holding
these little mishaps that he has had, she's not gonna let go of those, I don't think.
No, she holds on to them. Solidifying her case against him.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll just keep
She's got to change her
it.
attitude. Her little stank attitude with her arms folded. Hey.
Yeah, that was
he has growing up to do. I'm not totally riding him. I just want to go back really quick about her saying that he yells at her and talks to her aggressively.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying 100% that she's not telling the truth. I'm having a hard time believing it from what I've seen, but it's a possibility. People have a way of shutting it down. But I feel like a lot of their arguments have been with the camera there, and if he was really raising his voice, he would really have to check himself. But we've had some people be able to do that, so I just don't see him as being that manipulative, and that's what she's trying to make us believe. So I still feel strongly, because I don't want. I feel like he feels too with the word aggression. I feel like we've heard that a lot these last few weeks on this show.
I don't like that word.
And it's almost like it's that trigger word that that people will throw. And I'm not saying that she's doing it, but we as women, just like men know, certain men know certain words to use to get people to be like, oh my God, he's abusive. Oh my God, he's he's probably violent. She's really planting, and a lot of people think that he really is like that. So she's planting in people's head that this person is violent. Mm-hmm. And she's just saying he's aggressive, but it's coming out, and he even said it on the after show. That's the one word he disagreed with, if he's not raising his voice and it's just his tone changing, she needs a lot of growing up to do, because what she's doing, she is character
assassination.
I didn't watch the after party. How was it?
It was really good. That was the first time I watched it.
It was okay. It could have been better, but it was okay. He owned it on the after show with Rudy Huxtable, because I give Rudy her card. I mean, her kudos, because Rudy pulls the cards on everybody. She ain't letting shit go, and she held his feet to the fire, and he did say he was wrong, and he did say he apologized, and he apologized on the after party.
He didn't have a really good reason of why he didn't say it, but he apologized.
But he apologized. And he didn't look aggressive. He didn't look like he was upset or he was going to fly off the handle. Like, you couldn't see it in his face or his eyes that anything you said to him, even when Rudy was getting at him, he was just like, I'm sorry, he was just like, I fucked up. He didn't say that, but he's like, I messed up. I'm sorry.
And he looked good in that lavender turtleneck.
Oh, he sure as hell did. He's a good looking brother. I'll tell you what.
That is a nice color on you, black man. I love that.
And I don't know why she's not attracted to him, because listen, maybe she's not attracted to his face. I think he's an attractive man, but from the neck down, he's got it going on. That brother is hella sexy. And he's too short for me, because I put on some shoes, I tower over him. But if he was okay with a tall ass woman towering over him,
she's taller than him too.
Yeah, so apparently he don't care.
You better not.
He's too young. Sorry, y'all. He's too young. So, all right, next. Let's go on to, do we want to go on to the Energizer Bunny there, who every time I see him, I want to inject him with like
Olajuwon and Clarice?
Yes! He is so on high. I want to inject him with some sort of Ritalin liquid. Yes. Yeah. And the wife, what's her name? What's the wife's name?
Katina. That's my baby. Let's not talk about her.
Yeah.
Chris, you nailing it. You are nailing it. That's why you in Hollywood. That's why you in Hollywood, my brother. Listen, he gives me
no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. Uh-huh. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. Dude, he's a little bit much. But I like what I like about it. She's like my favorite, I think.
She is absolutely my favorite.
She's almost like the Amani, you know what I mean? Woody's kind of, Woody wasn't that kind of nutty, but she kind of sits back and be like, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, no, but yeah, you know what I mean? I like, I don't like how you talk to me, so don't talk to me like that. But I get it. I'll understand if you're going to talk to me like that. You know what I mean?
And she makes an effort, because even when there was some cringeworthy moments during the house tour of his house. And, oh no, I'm lying. During the apartment, when they moved into the apartment, and he was like, oh, just imagine me sitting here, and he sits at the bar area, and he's like, oh, there's pots and pans. And, oh, when I come out and I want my breakfast, and you get that, I can't wait to come home. And I'm just like, she handled it like a champ. I commend her for that, because the average woman, and I love to cook, but what you're not going to do is sit there and be that whole machismo thing and be like, oh, when I wake up, I need you with my breakfast. And when I walk in the door, I want to walk into the house smelling like food and shit. No, boo-boo.
But you know what it is? He talks a lot. But then he was saying, I make breakfast every morning. And he was asking her to make the breakfast at first when they first moved in, but then it came out that he's making breakfast every single morning. So he just likes to hear himself talk and say dumb shit.
Exactly. And he's a hypocrite, because he wants all of this, right? He expects all of this. But then when they got to his house, and he's just, chest on. I get it. I get his pride. He's able to work hard. He bought his own house. He's proud of his house. So I can see him, you like this? You like that color on the wall? You like my kitchen? And she's like, yeah, it's okay, but that's got to go. And it really has to. I don't know.
I look at it every day. Yeah. I
don't know what elderly.
I make coffee every day.
I don't know what elderly female family member or friend put them old ass grandmama curtains.
Boy, you need some curtains. Let me get you some curtains. I'm gonna put some curtains up for you.
You don't even see those in Target anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he inherited them from some family member that just wanted to get rid of that shit, and he bought that house, and they were like, "Oh, here you go. You ain't got nothing in your windows. Put that up." That's what happened, because that's what happened to me, and I was like, I don't need that shit. I don't do what do you call them things? Yard sales. I don't need other people's junk. So
I'm glad though she said, I want him to make it feel like it's our home. Like that I like the fact that but I think no matter what, I think she knows what's nice about it. I think she knows I can handle him. Like I'm smarter than him. Not smarter, but I can get what I want out of him because he's like, oh yeah, no, yeah, we'll do that, yeah. Well, no, we ain't gonna do that. Then she'd be like, yes, we are. Oh yeah, okay, we'll do that. Okay, we'll do that. That's the type of energy he has. It's like, oh no, these coffee things, no, these are great. She's like, no, they're not pretty. Okay, we'll get rid of them. Yeah, it's fine. Get rid of them.
Yeah, like the basement. He was so his gym, his man gym in the basement. And she's like, okay, this is great. Oh, another TV on the wall. And then she's like, oh yeah. He's like, do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? And she's like, yeah, but maybe we can change the color. And he was like, what? I thought it was hilarious.
But even walking in, he was like, I'm nervous about her seeing it because I want her to like, my space. So he's kind of like a little boy and cute in his way. Yeah, I like Olajuwon.
Yeah, he's growing on me.
He's a lot.
I wouldn't say I like him yet.
What time you said what?
I said I wouldn't say I like him yet, but he's growing on me. Because next week is a whole nother different nut. But what I will say, I will give him this. He's very accommodating because even when, like, he's not closed off. Like, I think he wants to make this work. Because even with talking to Pastor Cal, and Pastor Cal was like, are you listening to her? Like, you have to tone it down a little bit. And, this isn't, what did he say? This isn't the 50s anymore with barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. Right. And everything that Pastor Cal said to him, he was receiving it. That's what I like about him. He receives it. He thinks about it because you could see he's that kind of personality that you could see it's soaking in. And then he's like, okay, yeah, okay. Like you do it better than me, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. No doubt.
Their conversation with Pastor Cal was the only one where I felt Pastor Cal stepped up. Yes. And because he went back to the honeymoon, he was like, when she was on the horses, I didn't like the way that you talked to her. And that's all I wanted that same type of energy for everybody else. I don't feel he did that. But he's like, I want you to be able to say what you need to say and not be afraid to be open. And he asked her and she thought about it. She's like, no, I'm good. And I think she is good.
Now let's talk about the fact that they haven't had sex. And he's the one.
I can't believe it that they haven't had sex yet.
That doesn't want to have sex.
Yeah, that shocked me. And I thought I heard it wrong.
No, it's him because because Pastor Cal brought that out. And was like,
I remember.
You don't want it to get to the point where she feels like you're not attracted to her or unwanted.
Yeah. No, she's beautiful. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, well, and he's acting like, I don't understand, because he's acting like, yeah, well, I really do, right? But then why haven't you?
Yeah.
No, because I think, and this is just my opinion, because he's been Isaac, the player from the Himalayas back in the day, whatever, that, because you notice he said to her, you're the first woman, when they were going into the house, he's like, you're the first woman that I've brought into my house like this. Like I ain't bringing you in my house just to smash and then put your ass out afterwards and send you on your way. I think he's just, I don't even know how to word it. Just my opinion. I think that he's doing it slow because he doesn't want that reputation that he's that player, hit it and quit it and what have you. I don't know. I think he's just taking it with kid gloves with her, but I think he really wants to smash.
I think that from the beginning, I thought he was all talk about his past relationships. I felt like he's exaggerated some. And the moment he saw her, the way his eyes popped out of his head, it was like a fucking W.B. Warner cartoon. I feel like he might be intimidated and think
that's true. True.
I didn't talk this big game, and I might not have that much game, and I don't think he has that much game. I really don't. So that's what makes him.
Chump.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
I said, and he might be a one pump chump. That's why he ain't trying to bet it down real quick.
No, what I honestly think it is that he is afraid that once he does it, and he's already smitten. He's already, but once he does it, he's gonna have no control, because then right now he's still like kind of like the man and this and the other. But once he hits it, he's gonna lose the power.
True.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that too. I think it's almost like a combination of what I said and then what you're saying too, because I feel like he thinks that she is way out of his league.
That's how he's acting. Yes,
she is way out of his, and she is. You better treat her accordingly.
Basically. I have high hopes for them.
I do. I hope.
I think that they're gonna make it, and they might be one of the few very successful couples. I hope so. But again, he's growing on me. I will see the next 2 weeks, and I'll give you my final opinion on Olajuwon.
I never disliked him.
Oh, I didn't like him at all.
He's a lot.
He's a lot.
He's like Lindsey. A lot.
But Clementine's doing a good job handling him. I think she's handling him well.
Yes.
She thought you don't even listen.
I'm listening. You see my face?
Anyway, so who you want to go to next?
Let's get rid of Steven and Noi.
Noi Moi?
I like them.
Noi Moi?
Noi Moi. Mm-hmm. I like them.
She has to grow up.
She has to grow up, and my only complaint with her was the dog. I was liking their story, but the whole dog thing, I was like, look, I'm a pet owner. I've owned a dog in the past. I have a cat. She just was not compromised. Just isn't in her fucking vocabulary. When he was just it was very clear that he is not comfortable with having the dog in the bed. And she's like, oh, he's going to be right here in the middle of us. Bitch, you just got married. You're trying to bond with your husband, your new husband. Leave the dog. He was trying to accommodate her. We can put a little side bed there that attached to the bed. The dog can be right there. No, the dog's in the middle, or the dog's on the pillow. The dog's right here. Which means, sorry, Noi, you ain't getting laid no time soon with that damn old ass crusty dog in the bed.
And 3 kids.
Oh.
What about 2? No, 3. Yeah, but what about?
They gave her.
You don't know what's going to be like to have 1 kid, not knowing if you want to have 2 kids. You want to go through that the 3rd time?
And your husband ain't got no job. And they gave her every scenario. What if you have a special needs kid? That requires time and an abundance of money. She's like,
everybody you can't have no children. That's what you need to really think about. As IVF is huge now. Huge.
She didn't care.
No.
Pascal put it all out there. He was like, 3 kids, it costs money. What if you have a special needs kid? That takes a lot of your time and a lot of your money. What if you can't have? What if there's a instance of infertility? She's just sitting there looking at him. It was like Pascal was talking to himself, and she was looking at a ghost, because she was like.
And then her logic. My parents had 3 kids. My cousins have 3 kids. Most of the people in my family have 3 kids, and it seems to work.
We're just going to keep it as 3 kids. I don't know if that's a cultural thing, because I know in the Asian community, they're big on numbers, and they're big on, that type of tradition, that feng shui or whatever type of shit. I don't know if it's a numbers thing within that culture, but I'm just like, boo-boo, stop. She's just not willing to compromise.
How old is she?
I don't think she's 30. I think she's in her 20s.
Yeah, because he has a nice, calming 38-year-old demeanor with her.
Yeah, he does.
Patient with her. She needs to come around and Yeah, I think it's still gonna work though.
I think it's
I think it is. I think it'll work,
He
but
was
she
good,
does
though.
have a lot of growing up to do. Because those were the two things that I was gonna say. The dog, that was ridiculous, and then and that whole thing with the 3 children.
The
Just
no money
not
thing is a
wanting.
trigger. The no money thing is a trigger for her, big time.
And I still have a hard time. And she showed pictures of them when they were in the refugee camp, and she was like 8 months old, or one. She was under 5, and then they were in the United States from the time she was 2 and up. So I know that her family has probably told her about these things, and have made it sound like, it was a very hard time, but you didn't really experience that. You experience poverty in the United States is still completely different than poverty in other countries. You experienced American poverty, and I know it might have been different because you were in like a close-knit community, but it wasn't the same as what your parents went through. It wasn't.
And again, you got a job. Like, she's got a job. She's got income coming in. Steve, why are you sweating him? I ain't stressing a man. If he don't have no job and he's unbothered, then he's apparently done something right with regards to his savings or his investments. Because
then he's gonna need to lay it out and let her see it, because I'm sweating you.
Because he keeps talking about how much he still wants to travel and he wants to do this and he wants to get in the car and I know that when he traveled for the 4 months, he was living in the car and, but whatever. But that shit still costs money and you're one person. I'm thinking that Steve's okay.
Well, what worries me is that he keeps saying, well, I could do this independently and I can make money doing this independent. That's not going to necessarily sustain. You need to get a job and a salary on something, unless you're going to hustle and have your own business and the other. You know what I mean? He's been kind of hustling. If you're in a marriage now, then maybe you need to change to a stability type thing. You know what I mean? Now you got to start saving up for your 3 kids.
But there's also a difference when you grow up with money. Because a lot of times people who with money who grow up, even if they're not like rich, but if they grow up never having to worry about it, their whole outlook on life is much more free-spirited. They don't have any problem with saying, you know what, I'm going to quit my job and do, this for like several different months, because that's not how they think about money. Their relationship with money is not, I got to hold on tight to it. Their relationship with money is it's going to fall out the sky. And that's not a bad thing to be, but that's not the reality for a lot of people. And that's not the reality for her. I don't think he's rich by no means. I just think that his relationship with money is more like, it'll come.
Right. I'm not worried about it.
He's not worried about it, and that's fine too. But if you're married to somebody who is nervous about it, then you have to have a plan. You have a plan for everything else. You plan out, your trips and all this. You gotta give her some reassurances.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they'll still make it, but then again, who knows? Everything's just up in the air. It's like week by week at this point. But I hope that they make it. I like them two together, and they seem really enamored with each other. Mm-hmm. So I think that they'll make it.
And really, I think. Well, no, I was going to say I think the money was the biggest issue, but that's not. It's going to be her flexibility.
True.
Is going to come up as an issue, because she doesn't seem to be flexible on certain things. We talked about it last week about her. I'm not going to do camping. I'm just not going to do it. Try it. Try it. You can't say no all the time to everything.
No. Although I don't camp. I am her with regards to that outdoorsy bullshit.
I don't camp either, but I will go.
I will if I was dating or in love with a guy that he loved that shit, like going on hikes. I ain't into that either. But if he was into going on hikes and camping and doing all that, I would not say no. I wouldn't cut him off at the knees and be like, no, I'm not doing that. I would do it. I would try it at least once just to make him happy. And who knows, maybe I'll like it. Just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, you probably end up liking it, especially if you're with the person that you love. I mean, everything seems a little bit different when you're with somebody who loves you. Because so her just saying no. Yeah,
because I want to make, if I love them, I want to make them happy. And if that's what makes you happy is going on hikes and camping, fine, we can do that. I'll try it one time. And one time.
You don't know. I do like them as a couple. I do think that so far I still see good signs for them. Yes. So I still have high hopes in them making.
And they both come from decent families. And I think that, you know, once as we get on in the season and they start, you know, with like next week is the what do you call that thing? The housewarmings and stuff.
Okay.
I think once you get like their friends and their families in the mix, I think we'll get to see how they intertwine in that intimate environment. I'll be interested to see that. So let's move on to Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs there.
Lindsey
Coco. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, so I must have missed something because I noticed on the after party, what was she mad about exactly? I saw the argument when she was like, you know, she went out on the porch or whatever, but I missed it before, like what led up to that.
Go ahead.
No, she was like, he's a different person now. He's under a lot of stress and he is just not treating her the same way. He doesn't, I guess. So she's just so frustrated with him because he's like, I'm doing whatever I can. You know, he looks super stressed. And he's super stressed about her because she's like this. And he's like, yo, back off.
Yep.
Back off, Lindsey. Let me process my stuff. Let me process. I got to process. Back off.
You know what? And what shut him down, with Lindsey, it's a double-edged sword for me. Because on one hand, I'm like, bravo, girlfriend. Like, you got this brother's back. Like, you're coming back from your honeymoon and you're right off the rip saying to him, let's get our shit to the apartment and then we're going to go to your apartment. We're going to get your stuff, your basic stuff, the cats, and you could settle up with this crazy bitch landlord of yours and I got your back. I commend her for that because I don't know. Listen, I'm like Katina with the bug thing. You got bed bugs. When that whole bed bug conversation came out, I was like, how did y'all even allow him to get on a plane and go to Puerto Rico? Because he had to pack from that bug infested house or apartment. And did he carry that shit with him? That would have freaked me the fuck out. So I would have been like, I'm not going nowhere near your house. And you're going to have to leave before we move into this apartment, we're going to have to leave everything in the hallway and fumigate every fucking thing and wash everything. That would have just been me because that's how I am. I commend her for, being that ride or die for him. But what fucked her up was when she got into his apartment and she treated his shit like trash. That's what turned him off. She kept saying, well, what are you going to bring? Just bring, forget that, like the Keurig. Oh, that's my Keurig. Oh, we do plastic sustainability, whatever. We don't need that. That can go in the trash. She was so dismissive about his stuff. And then like with his clothes, she was like double bagging them in garbage bags. You don't treat people's shit like garbage.
But when it's bed bugs, you have to double bag them in garbage bags because you have to take them to get fumigated.
I get that, but she could have done it a lot better with a lot more empathy. You already know as a man and as an adult and as a human being, he's already feeling ashamed because I would if
he said he was.
And I brought somebody into my house, whether it be a boyfriend, a friend, a relative, and they're helping me, I'd have some level of shame. But what you can't do is come into my house and then act as if all like my shit's toxic. Then stay your ass at home and let me do this by myself. And I think that's what he was getting at because he was just like, just go. Basically, he just kept telling her, just go. And I think I think he was off put on that. And that's why after, when they got back to the apartment and the cameras were off, he was being, distant with her. And that's, I think, why she was talking about that, why he was being so Mark on camera and Mark off camera.
I think Pastor Cal was like, let him express himself. I don't think he gets a voice.
No.
Or have her receive what he's going through. He's like, we have different processes. I need to take my time. I need to like process and this, that, and the other. And she's kind of like back off, Lindsey. I'm so frustrated. It's like, what's wrong? She's the type of person, what's wrong? Why are you acting that way? As opposed to just let the man just be for a second.
That's what I read more so than anything from, because I missed that very first beginning. But when he was talking to Pastor Cal, what I got from him is he appreciates her wanting to be his ride or die and wanting to help him with the situation. She just doesn't know how to back off a little bit. She's just too like, I can help you, I can do this. And I wouldn't want that either. Just, okay, let me tell you how to help me. You don't tell me how you're going to help me. Let me tell you how you can help me. And she's not listening to him. And that's when she comes off kind of like way too needy. Like, yes, you're his ride or die. Yes, you're his wife. But every single thing that he goes through, give him a minute. Like he said, let him process it. Let him come to you and say, you know what? X, Y, and Z happened. This is, it would really help me if you would do this instead of you going to him and telling him what you're going to do. Some people can deal with that. He can't.
I think he's walking on eggshells with her all day, every day, because when he tries to tell her, give me some time, give me some space, fall the fuck back, what does she do? I'll give you all she immediately flips the switch. I'll give you all the time you need. I'll walk away. I'll treat you like a complete stranger. Oh, I'm good. She completely cuts off. So he's like, do I even, and he kind of said that in not so many words with Cal, do I even say anything at this point? And unlike Olajuwon, she's not receiving it. It's not registering in her brain.
She don't hear it.
Olajuwon hears it. He soaks it up. He thinks about it. And then he does his, yep. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah.
That's right. He does that.
Yeah.
Lindsey, Lindsey was so, I'm looking at Lindsey like, Lindsey, he's talking about your crazy ass. Like, she kept looking, you see how she turned and was facing Mark, and Cal was talking about her, and she's like, listen to him. And I'm like, boo-boo, he's talking about you. And when he addressed her issues with her, she's just like,
all I heard was one big run-on sentence.
That's it.
She said that. I was like, oh, you being such a bitch right now.
She's not listening. She's not receiving it. She's not thinking about it. And that's why Mark said, after Cal left, Mark said in the confessional, he doesn't have to be here after hours and when the cameras are gone. And I'm here all the time and have to deal with this.
Right.
That was very telling. I forgot that. I forgot that.
And it's like, look, the man's got a lot of shit on his plate. He married you sight unseen. He's got a mother in a rehab center, a grandmother in a nursing home who he's the sole caregiver to. He's got batshit crazy ass landlord lady who Rudy Huxtable did ask, do you think she likes you? Was there like a relationship there with you and her? Because what's going on? And he's like, no, she was just like a really good friend, mother figure, whatever. And I was just like, because I was thinking the same thing. Like, did you lead her on a little bit? And now you done went and got married on first sight. And now she's all disgruntled. That's why she's blowing up your phone every 20 seconds on the honeymoon, bitch.
Yeah, but there has to be something else deeper going on there.
Yeah.
Than just, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
I didn't read it like that. Maybe I just wasn't paying it any attention on the honeymoon. I just didn't I don't know. I just didn't read it any particular way. I just thought that she was pissed because he had bed bugs in the apartment.
I think
So she blew up his phone like 24/7 for like 2 weeks, for the whole week they've been together. You know what I mean?
But I'm gonna say this because he was renting an apartment in her house that she lived there. She's obviously an older woman, probably elderly woman, and him being the younger guy there, he was probably, she was probably comfortable him being there, and she could be like, oh, I need help with something. Mark, can you help me with this? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, honey, I'll come and do this, whatever. And then when he got married and he was gone, I think she might have been like, well, what the hell? Like, where'd you go? You got married? You didn't tell me, because she was upset. Remember, Lindsey brought that up, that she.
But he said she was at the wedding. Remember on
She wasn't the wedding. She was at the wedding. I thought that she wasn't there and didn't know, because there was some sort of comment that was made about, or maybe she didn't know that they were going on the honeymoon right away, or what have you. Because there was some comment that was made by Lindsey that this woman was just like, she went from 0 to like right as soon as they went to the honeymoon, and now she's blowing up his phone like every 5 seconds. I don't think they're gonna last. I think that she is going to do, I think she is going to do, I think they'll get to the decision day. And I think the decision day, Mark is going to be like, I don't need this added shit in my life. I don't need this extra stress in my life. Unless she does a 180 and, number one, get some goddamn therapy. Number two, quits her goddamn drinking, her excessive drinking that she does, and she starts listening to him, that ain't gonna work. He's gonna be like, I can't do this. She scares the shit out of him, and you can just see it in his face.
But I still think that if she just backs the fuck off for a second,
she don't know how.
That's all she has to do. But she's gonna learn. If she wants to keep this dude, she better learn quick. And Pastor Cal, whatever's been telling her, Lindsey, he's like, you're a lot. You're a lot. I knew I married you. We had the wedding. It was great. And this, but you're a lot. You're a lot. And she's like, yeah, I am a lot. So are you going to do? Lindsey, stop being so, you can be a lot, but don't be so much. There's a difference. You can be a lot. Olajuwon's a lot.
Exactly.
And he can be too much, but you got to rein, Lindsey, you got to rein it in and just be there for him. I think
Lindsey wears that as a badge of honor. Lindsey takes that as a compliment.
She does. She doesn't take it as, oh, I got to work on that and I got to change my demeanor. Lindsey takes it like she puffs her chest out. You see it? We saw it on the episode when Cal was telling her, and she's just like. Let me ask you guys a question, because and Pastor Cal said that they put them together because he said she's a lot and she said, Mark, you're a lot. And I remember, like, and when we were getting to know them or whatever, and he was like, I'm like a really outgoing person, and Mark the Shock, that's where the whole thing came from. I don't think he's a lot the way Lindsey is a lot. And I know Pastor Cal said we put you all together because you're a lot and Lindsey's a lot. She might be a little bit more than your lot, but she's still, you're both still there. But I still don't get that from him. His personality is not the big shark jumping out at you all the time. He's very laid back.
Yes.
I think that was to make Lindsey feel that it's okay to be a lot. Yeah. I don't think he really meant it as like, you're just as much as she is. I mean, everybody can.
But he's saying that's why they match them together. And
his a lot can handle her. His a lot
can
handle
her. But that's not his personality. But even the way he described himself doesn't match with who he really is. Maybe that's who he thought he wanted to be. Because like I sometimes be like, I wish I was more extroverted in some areas, but that's not really who I am. And so maybe he was like, I want to be, or maybe when I was younger, I was really out there and going there. But he's talking about running a business and everything like that. You're outgoing for that kind of stuff. But you're the type of guy to me that looks like he just wants to really just chill.
Yep. I think Mark is the kind of person that there's a time and a place. You know what I mean? Like when he's out with his friends socializing or family socializing, he can be extroverted, Mark the Shark, and funny and outgoing, what have you. But he's not on a 10 like Lindsey is all the time. Like when he's at home, he strikes me as a type like he wants to sit, he wants to lay around, watch his TV, be comfortable, maybe cuddle, do whatever.
He
and have a conversation.
Now he looks scared. He looks scared now.
Oh, he's scared.
Yeah, that's what Tanya said. She scares the shit out of him.
He looks terrified. You can see it in his eyes. It's like,
oh my God, his eyes were about to bulge the fuck out of his skull.
And it's like every time he looks at her, they're like that. They're like, he looks at her like he's saying, wow, what the fuck?
Okay, I got my
every time.
No, I'm stuck my dick in.
So let me ask you a question before we close out, because that's the last one. So far, when you think about the couple and how they were matched, how do you think the professionals,
the rankings?
Oof. How do we think the professionals did?
Yeah, because like I said,
Stephen Noy, great.
Yes.
Lindsey and Mock, it's gonna work.
I don't think so.
I
think Katina and Olajuwon will work.
Katina and Isaac. I think that.
Isaac.
I think Mark and Lindsey are better than Katrina and
Olajuwon? Really?
You think so? Oh, I don't think so. No.
And then because I think the foreshadowing when shit goes down, we'll see. And then who are the other people again? Oh, Jasmina. That's the lowest one.
That's the lowest one for me. They are definitely at the bottom.
Yeah.
And
what was that? Yeah. That's it, right? Mock and Lindsey.
Stephen Noy. Katina and Olajuwon, and Michael and Jasmina. Yeah, because the fifth one is out.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So, but I was thinking it. I think it was because it's Pastor Cal saying we matched you all because both of you are alive. That just had me thinking about the other couples. And like I said, one thing I said about Alyssa, I don't know how they got past her emotional immaturity, and I see that in Jasmina as well, that not having ever a real relationship, I can see how that is really kind of like stunting her growth in her marriage and her attitude. I mean, I guess she can come off different in an interview, as a fun-loving type of person, but yeah, she doesn't smile. She just really kind of void. So I'm just wondering now about how that selection process went. I do understand Lindsey and Mark. I get that their selection. I understand Olajuwon and Katina. To me, those are like solid. Yep. And even Stephen Noy, but then it was the other two that kind of just like have thrown me off.
Yeah. But to be honest with you, with Chris and Alyssa, during the selection process, when they were doing, getting to know them, or before they, the weddings happened, or what have you, or when they told them that they were going to be married at first sight, Alyssa didn't come across as, like, she never presented any red flags to me. Like, she seemed pretty normal. It was just once the show started, and then she was on there talking about, I don't want scraggly teeth, and I don't want this, and I don't want that. What if he has
with
this?
The 10 dresses for me.
Huh?
The 10 wedding dresses.
And it was the bachelor party for me, the bachelorette party for me.
Yes, agreed.
That was the first time that I was like, no, it was even before that, when she was talking to her girls about something. even before they got to the bachelor party. Remember, she had her girls there, or whatever. She just stank. I'm just glad.
She started at the selection for the wedding dresses. She was stink that entire day.
Because she's the one that bought like 10 wedding dresses. Remember?
Yeah.
That was my first red flag.
That was my first red flag.
Who buys 10 wedding gowns?
And then the second one was the bachelor party. And I say what you want to say about Lindsey, but she called her out on the bachelor party. Her behavior was rude and disrespectful.
You don't go on a show. First of all, you don't do something like that in the public sector, like a show. If you're, I don't want to be on camera. I'm not going to do this on camera. Every time, something that comes up you don't like, you're just going to walk away. I'm not going to do this on camera. Then, bitch, don't go on camera. The show has been on for like 14 years now. You know how this works.
She's ridiculous.
So regardless if you like the guy when you see him or not, just end it and say, nope, that's not what I wanted. As soon as you walked in, I would have had respect for her if she'd have walked down that aisle.
Yeah, I would have too.
And walked at that aisle and got in his face and was like, when the preacher man was like, Chris, meet Alyssa, Alyssa, meet Chris, and they were like, if Alyssa would have said, Tio, not what I like, not my type. I'm not even going, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sure you're a hella good dude, but you are nothing that I can even remotely think about learning to love or learning to get to know. So I'm going to take my dress and my little flowers. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to walk
my ugly ass cowboy boots.
Yep, and your cowboy boots and your janky ass, Etsy necklaces that you had on your neck for your wedding and your honeymoon and every day after that. I would have respected her more if she'd have just walked her ass back down the aisle and said, I can't do this. Let the producers, swarm her and say, girl, you signed up for this. Nope, not what I like. He's got janky teeth. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to waste y'all's time. I'm out. And I would have just gotten my car and went the fuck home. Done.
Yeah, well, we'll see on the others. I have high hopes. I do think Lindsey and Mark will, make it.
Work it out.
They'll work it out. They'll work it out.
They'll work it out.
And that's on him more so
than anything. She loves him too much not to calm her ass down.
But
and
Chris,
I think he needs her too.
Did you all see the preview for next week though?
I certainly did. That's why I'm saying I don't think so.
What happened?
I think, like I said,
can I just say this one part? I just gotta say this one part. They get into an argument at the bowling alley. So he's like,
wait a second.
Group date. It's a group date.
I didn't see that.
At the bowling alley. And I don't know what happened, but he was like, can you not do this? And then she was just like, I'm just the type of person, I'm just gotta speak my mind at the time. So he's just like, no, when you're on the team, and then he starts to walk away. And then she yelled after him, what did she say? Call your mom and see if she has the door open tonight.
Oh, that's right. She did say that. I did see that.
That bitch goes for the jugular, and you can't do that.
And then he said,
what did he say to her?
He said, pour yourself another drink.
Boom. As he should. First of all, it's leading me to believe that she pulled another Karen episode at the bowling alley. Because remember, when Cal was there, he brought that shit up again about, we had the incident on the airplane and in the airport where you basically showed your whole Karen ass. He didn't say that. I'm just ad-libbing. It's leading me to believe that at this bowling alley next week, her ass shows her whole Karen ass again. Listen, there's a difference between being, and then we can end this. All I'm going to say, there's a difference between being compassionate about your beliefs and your thoughts, being opinionated. But what you can't do is the shit that she does. She is just a fucking bully. I don't fucking like her at all. Somebody needs to punch that bitch right in her throat.
Tell us how you really feel.
Exactly.
I don't like her. And Mark is too much of a nice guy. And I can honestly say in the beginning, I was like, oh God. I said it. I was like, Mark is the quintessential stereotypical white man from Boston with his friggin' accent, his look, his whole demeanor about him. I'm like, I was disgusted. But then I grew to like him. I love me some Mark the Shark. Mark the Shark. I like Mark the Shark. Lindsey, on the other hand, she rubs me wrong. I do not like her, and somebody needs to bring her down.
I'm telling you, she's gonna calm her ass down eventually. After if she thinks she's gonna lose him, because there's no one else right now that would deal with her. Period.
And she knows.
He knows she's gonna have to make an adjustment, and she's going to make an adjustment. She's going to, and hopefully not push him so far away that it can't come back. We'll see. But I think she's really got to check herself. She got to learn to check herself. So we'll see.
She got to watch, like her father said, watch your fucking mouth.
When your father and your brother tell you that shit, listen to them.
Both of them.
Listen to them. Anyway, it's been a wonderful episode.
Okay.
Ooh, Lord, we can't wait for next Thursday after the Wednesday show. We shall see. Until then, everybody, stay
Have
down.
a happy long weekend, because Monday is President's Day.
Oh, nice.
Fuck these presidents. No, sir.
Except for Obama. Happy Obama Day on Monday. Happy Obama Day on Monday. Ow. Peace out, people.